Oh yeah, I figured it would be pretty important for me to talk about this part and probably have it in the beginning of the video. So with regards to the main purpose of a phone and the main function being that it should be a communication device, I think the G Stylus worked a little better for me, and let me explain why. I generally don't get very good service at my place of work. Main reason being I'm in a building which is inside a building, and so at the end of town, so the service isn't very good. But for the 3 or so weeks that I had the 5G Ace, I had very poor reception. I had dropped calls, I had websites loading very slowly and things like that. And I'm saying that because I had my old phone to compare it with. And the LG G6 had, as I said, I usually got my websites would, basically internet using the data from the phone would be very slow sometimes, but then I would never get any drop calls. Calls would always go in. Yes, the quality was sometimes questionable whenever I had this one here, but they were always guaranteed to get calls. Whenever I got this one here, I would get issues such as drop calls, just calls failing, and whenever I did actually go through, service wasn't very good. I found myself needing to pick up my desk phone more often whenever I had the newer phone. Then enter this one here, and for the 1 or 2 days that I had this one to test, I realized that I never had any drop calls. I mean, it kind of went back to comparably to the LG G6 level of communication, but it definitely wasn't as bad as this one. And what else is that I never really got any complaints with regards to the quality of the phone call. People could hear me pretty clearly with this phone right here. So I figured that might be pretty important to talk about. And then while I'm here, I wanted to show something that I hope it comes through in video. Not quite sure. Oh, I already know it's not going to happen on this one. I wanted to show you what the icon for your bars look like with regards to whenever you have service. Most people refer to service as how many bars you get, right? So right now I've got 3 bars at home, and not very great. My location in Verizon isn't very good in this town generally. But then this one here, you can't see it right now because I don't have a SIM card, and it's telling you that right there. However, the icon is just a triangle. Just wanted to say that. It was pretty interesting considering that. And then second thing is that whenever you look at this right here, look at the Wi-Fi. Compare the Wi-Fi on both of them. Can you kind of see that? This one here, the 1G Ace, seems to have better Wi-Fi compared to this other one. And I can't remember reading the specs and what the difference was supposed to be at the time, but yeah, let's do this. Have the triangles side by side. What did I touch? This slice of pie, that's your Wi-Fi, and it seems like the 5 Ace was a little better at dealing with Wi-Fi, or picks up Wi-Fi where this one doesn't. So something to consider. If you're always on Wi-Fi, maybe the 5G might be a little better for you, and if you've generally got better service, I guess it doesn't make any difference. But this one seemed better for phone service. This one is better for Wi-Fi. Hello, in today's video I'd like to offer a light review, or more accurately just sharing my experience owning these 2 phones from Motorola. From all the research I've done, I believe these are 2 mid-range phones optimized for 5G, which is supposed to come to the United States at some point in the near future. Don't really know when. On that note, let's put a date on it. This video is being recorded in July of 2021. Okay, talking of 5G, if the box doesn't clue you right here, well, it's really a hologram feature. The names themselves should tell you what the intention is. So this is a Motorola 1 5G Ace, and then this one here is a Motorola Moto G Stylus 5G. I don't know who names these things. So these are similarly priced phones. These are about $400 if you buy them retail. I bought these from Best Buy. Similar spec, and were released at right about the same time as well. This one, I believe, was released in January of this year. The first iteration of this phone, well, the the previous iteration of this phone was released in January, but then the 5G version was released in June of this year. And when I'm talking about spec, might as well look at it. They're both 6 gig RAM. This one here is a 120 gig in storage. This one here is 256 gigs. Color type, well, in case you can't tell, I'm struggling with the tech spec because, yeah, breaking news, I am not a techie. I am not a technological reviewer. I don't review phones. My channel is based on cars, but I wanted to do this video just to share in case someone found themselves in the situation I found myself in, which was having to make a choice between these two phones and hopefully make the right choice. So the reason I came to own similar phones at the same time is quite an interesting one, but it starts with the decline of my old phone, which was an LG G6. It had battery issues. At some point, it just wasn't holding charge at all. But I kept with that problem for like 2.5 to 3 years, so that wasn't really it. The death blow was dealt by this crack right here. When it cracked, kind of had to go because at some point I couldn't see what was on this side of my screen and I was losing sensation or other response over here. So that is why I had to get another phone. And having your old phone kind of functional, semi-functional, is an interesting reminder that these are not flagship phones by any means. The LG G6 was a flagship phone for its time, and so as much as this one has cooler tech with regards to more modern features here and there, this one kind of did a lot of things that you wish these two phones could do, okay? As I said, this is going to be... It's maybe unique. I don't really know. I don't know who's reviewing phones like these and is cross-shopping them, but that's the situation I find myself in. And I was looking for an okay phone, good battery life, 5,000 milliamp hour batteries for both of them. So I think they're like 2-day batteries, you know, give or take. And so I was looking at different reviews despite this one having just a little less storage than this one here. This one has Android 11, Android 10. I think some review that I read online said that this one was supposed to perform better. And I initially bought this phone because it functioned well enough, but over time it started being just a little laggy. I'm talking about within 15 to 20 days of buying it, just freezing randomly, and I quickly realized that it wasn't doing everything that I wanted a phone to do, especially since, in case you can't tell, to be replacing an LG G6 in 2021, I'm the kind of guy that holds onto phones for like 4 years, or until I just can't work with them anymore. So in today's video, I will present the two phones that I had. This one right here, which is the original. This is the one 5G Ace. I keep wanting to call it the 5G one. And then this one right here, which is the Stylus. So let me get it out of the case, kind of even the playing field. We can talk about it in the naked truth. So in this video, my intention is to talk about the similarities as well as the differences. I got this phone and I activated it, and as I said, I owned it for like 3 weeks. Yeah, something like 3 weeks. And during that time, I guess I got to see a little bit of it, and I went back to the store and checked this one out, and I liked it. So thankfully, I guess, or as a result of them being both Motorola's and this and that, in 2021, transferring your stuff from your old phone, Android or even iPhone, whether you're doing a cross transfer or just an Android to Android transfer, is really easy. So switching from this phone, the LG, to the Motorola was very easy. I just had my Gmail and switched everything over. Most things came on, but then what happened is I said I was going to return it, but they needed me to turn in that phone first to give me the money. But I told them, hey, I'd rather really do the transfers at my own leisure. So I just paid for this phone right here. brought it home, did the switch over, and as you can see, they look like twins. Most things transferred over, and being that it was an LG to, it was a Motorola to Motorola, and I was right there next to each of them, were next to each other, and I guess them pretty modern in the Android world. The switch was pretty quick, and as I said, at the end of the day, everything ended up looking quite the same, you know. So I'm glad about that, and that's why I wanted to share my experiences with these phones. So first thing, why Motorola? I wanted to buy another LG, but LG is getting out of the market, and I couldn't really find anything that I wanted. I do a lot of videos, and a lot of them I use my phones for, so I wanted something with decent cameras, decent battery life, and 3, expandable memory. So I wanted to get something like the S20, Samsung Galaxy S20, or is it the S21? What's out right now? S20? Well, but no expandable storage. So I've got a 512, yeah, does it add up? Yeah, 512 gigabyte micro SD card, in addition to just store all my media files. And Motorola, I never really intentionally went out for it, but they just came out to look pretty, I guess, functional. These were the only colors that Best Buy had for each of these phones. Is this the one that's called Cosmic Blue or something? Yeah, Frosted Silver, and this one is Cosmic Emerald, my bad. So that's what it looks like. And I remember when I went to buy the case, the guy was like, if you like your color, you could get a clear case. And I'm thinking, I don't care, man. I don't care what color the phones are. But obviously it's a big deal, because even when I was buying the phone itself, it told me we only have one color available. You want to buy it? And I suppose the people that buy their phones based on color. Well, I'm not one of those people. It just depends on what the functionality is. So this is not going to be, it's going to be a little different, I guess. As I've hinted at, I'm not a paid reviewer. I don't do this for a living. I can't speak all the spec. I'm just saying, if you're in the position where you're trying to make a decision between these two phones, maybe that's why my video might help you, okay? So let's look at both of them. This is what we have so far. Fingerprint readers in the back. This one is actually 3 cameras, 1 depth sensor, and the flash off to the side. This one here is 2 cameras, 1 depth sensor, and then this one here is a flash. So just a little something to pay attention to. The buttons, I was hoping I could reuse a case that I had, but the buttons are laid out just a little differently. This one was able to fit in the case. Case-wise, I think this one looks a little longer, but I think this one gets more exposed screen. I think it was like 0.1 inches on the spec sheet. But as you can see here, the buttons are laid out just a little differently, right? Let's get a little closer here. This is where this other button ends, right here, versus this other one, which is right here. I hope this is carrying into the video properly. I like the power buttons. They are knurled, so that little texture kind of helps feel in the dark, because they can be a little close to each other, right? So I've set them both up for fingerprint reading. Before you even turn them on, I guess let's talk about the cool Motorola features that I liked. Let's get the shake. Well, there's this one right here. Well, there you go. So both of them have the twist, I call it the faucet, you know, the tap turn knob, and they open the camera, and if you do it again, they open up, and this is a selfie camera, and it's showing you what my setup looks like. Right now, just looking at them, the color looks a little interesting, right? This is a little different right here. This is warmer. This one looks a little cooler, a little more blue going on with the Stylus phone, right? And do that twist, and you go back to the front. The front cameras seem pretty similar, and just showing what I've got going on in the garage. So not much difference yet, but maybe we'll get into the tech spec of the cameras a little later. But I'll give you another reason that I jumped back at this one right here. I didn't know how badly I needed that feature till I looked at this phone and they realized that it didn't even have it. And as I said, pardon me, this is going to jump around because I'm not a professional. I'm just sharing the things I was looking for when I was buying a phone. So let's go. Okay, you got video right here. You know, both of them can do video pretty well. This one's got macro and 0.5 one-time zoom. This one here has an interesting feature. Whenever you go to photos and you're trying to get close, it might tell me to switch to macro mode. Oh, both of them actually do that. This one did not seem to do it very much initially, earlier when I was trying to record, and that's what that message looks like. Switch to macro, switch to night vision. So it's like an AI, some intelligent system that kind of tries to suggest what you should switch to. This one here doesn't seem as sensitive as the 5G, the 5G. And then this, they both have, yeah, well, they both have, where was I? This is Google Lens. That's what I was trying to go for right there. Google Lens. I guess they're locked out on me. So both of them do have that, which is pretty cool, you know, if you want to search something up. And then we've got under settings. I'm not sure if I'm showing you the similarities or differences yet. Rear camera, photo size. You can change all those things. HDR auto, photo size. Quite similar in a lot of respects. I don't like the selfie photo mirror feature, so I usually leave that off. Quick capture, you can turn that off. The twisting twice to open or switch between selfie and rear cameras. You can turn that off, but I want it on. Shutter sound. Oh, I have it on this one. I guess I'll even it out over here. Tap anywhere to capture. I had it on this one. What else? Leveler, watermark. Keep last mode. I turned that off. Maybe I'll find a use for it at some point. Shot optimization, both of them have low light AI. So this one has low light AI. This one doesn't have it. So there's that. I guess that's the advantage of that third camera. Again, remember it's 1, 2, 3 cameras with a depth sensor, which I think that is a depth sensor, I think. And then this one right here has 2 cameras and a depth sensor, okay? And this is a flash. This is a light in this one here. Google Lens. Storage, I kind of push it to SD card, save location. Efficient videos, look at that. This one does offer efficient videos, which is to reducing the file size. This one did not offer me that feature at all. Then, quite similar in everything else. Something else that I did really like was when you go to the options over here. So a lot of the things in the photo menu are pretty similar. Portrait, cutout, spot color, night vision, cinematograph, panorama, group selfie, live filter, and professional level, whatever that is. I don't play with that. In the video, this is where the difference came in, and this is why I made the switch. Slow motion, both have them. Time lapse, both have them. This one has spot color, and then this one has AR sticker, which is like Google stuff. Like, it's interesting, you know. I guess you put like little Pokemons and stuff like that. Oh, play emojis, there you go. I didn't really care for that one. And then it's got spot color as well, right? I much prefer this feature, the dual capture. This other one did not have it. Then this one has dual capture, and dual capture allows you to do both the front and the rear camera at the same time. So we've got the front, but then we've got the rear, whatever is happening here. And you can switch it. You can make the rear larger, this one right here, and still capture the front. Or you could split the way it looks like this. There you go. So you can have them like half and half, right? And then this one is showing what's on top here. You can switch to make this the other way, and then this is what's capturing by the selfie camera. I didn't know how much I really needed it till like I tried a phone that had it, and I was like, what have I been doing with my life, you know? So this is one of those things that made me go for the Stylus G rather than this one right here. But otherwise, most of the features are the same, and this one has been set up mostly similar. You know, you can do widgets and stuff. The only difference here is, well, the two differences. So here they both look alike with regards to, they come with radios, which is cool because you can actually play the radio It says no antenna detected, which can kind of play, but it just needs your change appearance. Okay, cool. I guess this one's not. The radio can kind of work, but it needs you to insert your headphones to make it work. So talking of which, I guess I gotta turn it off. Okay, cool. Talking of which, I like these phones because they not only came with the expandable memory. Oh, well, I would need the SIM tool to pull this one out of here. But they come with jacks for headphones, the 3.5 millimeters. So I really wanted that. I really value that. As I said, there are phones that come without them, but for the kind of stuff I do with my phone, those were the key features I was going for. There's something else I wanted to show you. So the first screen, let's just kind of go over what we have. I'll just use this one here. Your forecast, your clock, which is pretty much this one right here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Just going down, you have your settings, and then time. This is your summary screen. All right, so I moved the menu around a little bit because whenever you get it, it's usually very Google centric, but I moved it around to have the things that I like to use on the front screen. So some apps, FM radio, Facebook sometimes, the messenger thing, camera down here, which, as you've seen, there are many different ways to open the camera. Screen recorder. Both of these actually have this screen recorder that looks like an app. I say that because they've got this. They usually have ads down here. There you go. A lot of ads down here. I've seen TikTok and stuff like that. I'm not certain. I strongly feel that this is like maybe an app I installed. I can't remember doing it, but at some point, this one here, the newer phone, the Stylus G, came with 2 different screen recorders. So I would scroll, whenever you scroll down, you would try. This is, I don't know what you call this menu right here, but this is like the quick menu, right? In case you want to turn Wi-Fi on, off, Bluetooth, and things like that. Some radio equalizer features, screen recorder. It had 2 of them. The screencast, recording audio. You can turn that off. Flashlight, you can turn this on. Can you see the back? Did you see it light up? Flashlight. With regards to the subject of the quick access menu, let me show you what that looks like. Okay, let me silence any notifications. Okay, so pull down one more time to make it go to full. And I've got other pages. I've got 2 pages there. I've got 3 pages on the other one. Okay. GIF maker start. So people call that a GIF. Some people, I guess. So I want to show you that I've set them up to be almost similar, but you could actually change what the layout looks like by clicking on that pen icon. And right now, these are mostly the same. This is when you're in edit mode, it kind of shows you everything that you have, and so you just move things around to make things look similar or not. I've got pretty much the same stuff going on here. One of them has got more items, it looks like. Yeah, one of them does. Here, this is the stuff that are removed from this line right here. It tells you hold and drag to add tiles. This is the removal side. When you do this, drag here to remove. Can you see that? So this is the removal side, and what is above this line ends up showing on the menu whenever you swipe to the side. So let me show you what all is the same and what's different. Everything so far has been similar, right? Starting from the top, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, auto rotate. Keep going all the way till right here, night light. Then I've got system update, NFC. I've got system update. I don't have NFC, but I've got nearby share, which this one has as well. And then I've got, so NFC exists here, does not exist here. This is the wireless transfer, one of those wireless transfer modes. I've got live caption, this one does not have it. And then I've got GIF maker, which this one does not have. Okay, so 2 here, 1 here. Then go up, the things that I chose to remove. I think those are all similar. The layout is pretty much the same at that point, right? So There's some things I cared for GIFmaker. Do I want that live caption? Kind of like that system update. Do not disturb. I wanted to change it. This is how you get out. Just exit. And again, the last thing that you have above this line is what shows up there. NFC. I don't know why I feel like there's one of these I don't really care for. Oh, live caption. So I wanted it to be closer to... Yeah, I wanted it to be closer to my screen recorder things. If I can find it right now. Yeah, right here. Live caption. Let's see what this ends up looking like on the screen, on the home screen. Okay, so I've got live caption over there. Then if I wanted to, flashlight is on the second page. I don't like that. I kind of want flashlight. Okay, so I'll take this back down. Yeah, I'll play with it a little later, but for now I just wanted to show what it looks like with regards to the quick access menu. Did you see it light up, flashlight? Talking of which, both of these phones have pretty cool Motorola feature where the flashlight can be turned on by just shaking. Imagine, if you're old enough to have had a flashlight with batteries and you want to shake it to because the batteries are kind of dying. That's it. That's all it takes to turn it on. Same here. And as I said, this light is here, the other one is at the bottom. Let's do a quick test. If I could turn the lights off, let's see which flashlight is brighter. Okay, so this one here is the Stylus, and then this one here is the 1G. One of them is brighter than the other, and you can't, there you go. For whatever reason, it just seems like this one is just a little brighter, which doesn't seem like much. And I had to lay them compare them to my old phone right here. Again, flagship deals, because this one here is a dual LED. So I don't know if this test here is telling anything, but whenever you use it in a dark room, you can actually tell the difference, right? So as I said, some of those things that remind you that, hey, you're dealing with a flagship over here. So off they go, and I gotta find the other lights. Okay, cool. So that's, talking about differences, that's what else we have. While here, just on the appearance part of it, so lock screen, and you'll realize that this selfie camera is in the middle of the front of the glass. This one here is in a more conventional area, which it's interesting. I actually really like this, the symmetrical distribution of stuff. You have your time on the left, you have your status, network status, and things on that side. This one here tends to look like you've got a lot of stuff going on the right side, right? So your notifications do come here just like usual in case I get an email or anything. But what else did I want to talk about? So, oh yeah, and this is how you, maybe I'm not going to make it an Android tutorial per se, I'll just talk about the differences. This is how you get to your other apps, all the different apps, just scroll up. And I've kind of changed it around, made it look the way I'd want it to look. And so this is like the entertainment. I only use 3 screens, entertainment screen, and then serious stuff, banking and transactions on the back. 1 or 2 things you'll notice different here is that, well, let me talk about this. All these right here, these menu items, these are for a Facebook groups that I manage. They're actually here in this little icon. And you can make them go into a little icon. What just happened there? Yeah, you can make them go into a grouped folder, and I thought I did that for the back. I guess not. I've got some work related apps over here. The way you do it is pretty simple. Just hold, put it in there, and then they create one, So it's okay, but I was a little disappointed coming from the LG, because the LG kind of had the same feature, but the way LG did it was that if you click one of these grouped folders, it takes up the whole screen. Maybe I'll get used to this other one that just has a smaller icon, but you know, it's right now I do miss that one for it. And again, as I said, I've had this phone for a really long time, so I had a long time to get attached to some of those features. So another thing that, oh, there you go. So with your home screens, right, you've got your main one here. You can go to the right, and to the left, if I do this, I go to the Google, interesting, the Google News page. And it's just that I turned it off over here, but if I were to do it, I probably would be able to. Let me see if this is where you do it. Wallpaper, home settings, there you go. Swipe access, show nothing. Here, that's the one, Google Feed. So that at this point, if I do this, it shows me, oh, it's consistent. It's showing me the same stuff. So there's that. So if you wanted news, you do that. I know there was like another news one over here, Google News, but I don't know. I put it towards the end because I have to really look for that. I don't really use it often. One other reason that I took this is that it's got a stylus, right? What do I do with the stylus? Not too much yet, but I realized that this one here did not come with like a memo app at all. No notes or anything. Yes, there are things you can install, but memos are pretty important to me. I had them under essentials in this one here. So I had my quick memo under LG, which is pretty cool right here, right? But this one here did not have any internal or I guess standard memo app, but then this one did. It came with the Motorola, the Moto Note right here, this little icon over here. So I've kind of added a few things. I've kind of hand sketched. For me, it's really that I want an app that I can use. That's really all it is about. So just wanted to show what that looked like. And again, while we're still on the topic of missing what your flagships could do, so this is my Chrome browser. And right now, my tabs, all the tabs that I have open are right here. It's a list, right? Kind of standard. I've tried to kind of change that setting. I've not been able to, but in my old phone, I had pictorial tabs. Like, oh, I'm gonna close it. I didn't mean to close it. I meant to do this. And you'd see them like as groups, and you could group your tabs. So I've not been able to do that in any of these phones yet, and that's something I kind of miss about the flagship, so to say. And I've been talking about media. I need to show you something else. This phone here came with a music player and a video editor. You could edit videos in it. These two phones do not come with a music player, and maybe that's more of a new phone versus old phone thing. So to play music, I have to use YouTube Music. And it's interesting. I mean, you can play, well, how do you turn it on? There you go. You can play what you have in your, you don't have to like have internet to play music. You can play whatever you have in your library. Right here, you can play, I was trying to find, well, I can't find it, but you can play whatever you have in your phone. So that kind of messed me up, because initially I would try to play music from my folder, just audio and music. And what happens is that it plays for maybe 15 minutes. I can't remember what time, and then it just goes off because it's playing off a folder, not a music app. So it would just randomly shut off. So what I needed to do was come back, and when you open your screen, it goes back to the last song that was on. It was pretty inconvenient. So I'm happy I was able to figure out how to use YouTube Music, but I feel like, guys, you can put a music player. You don't need to force us into YouTube Music. And then video editor, this one does not have a video editor per se. Although I can do cool things with videos, I can't edit them in it. So I have Adobe Rush, which again, talking about why newer phones might be better, this one here, I think it had a 4 gig RAM versus these that have 6 gig. So I couldn't even download Adobe Rush, the video editor, in this phone at all. When I went to the Play Store, it never even showed up at all. So these guys can do that. So I'm happy about that part, newer phones being able to do it. So that's where I now do my quick video editing, and it's been working pretty well. I guess I've got a message. Let me handle that. What's up? Yeah, it just tells me I've been logged out, which is cool. I can deal with that. So at the end of the day, I feel like I made a decent choice jumping to this one. The battery life is expected to be the same. However, this one here has a slow charger, and you can notice that whenever you plug it in, like with the same battery level, this one shows you a longer time to full. For example, I would plug this into the computer, just as an example, plug it into the computer, and I think leaving it overnight, this one would definitely charge all the way fully, but this one would be like at 75. So just weird tests that I've been doing, or incidental tests that were not really meant to be tests per se. Then this one comes with a larger charger, what people call the box. This guy right here. This one comes with it was written somewhere down here. I think I did the calculation, yeah. This one is 10 watt right there, somewhere right there. But this other one, oh, this was turned around. Was it 5 or 7.5? Oh, I already took it out, but I had looked at it already, and it was a little smaller, and I guess I just figured I'd do the honest thing, and if they were allowing me to return this phone, return it with the stuff that it came in the box. So that's what I did. Price wise, as I said, they're quite similarly priced. I think they're both actually like 400. They're supposed to be both $400 phones, but then this one, when I got it, it had an offer like $20 off, so I bought it for $379. $406 is what I paid at the end of the day. And then this one here, if I can find it, I paid on this one I paid $427 because it was like $399. No discounts on this one yet. So that's that's what everything cost me, and I didn't know how long this video was going to be. When I started recording, I said I was just going to do a video just to talk about things. It's not exhaustive by any means, but whenever I have conversations with people and people ask me, why did you return one phone to get another almost similar phone, those are my answers. What I've just told you in the past half hour or so, those are my reasons for getting this phone and wanting to keep it. So with time, we'll see. As I said, oh, you know what? This is pretty cool. Let me show you something about screenshots. Pull this out. It notifies you whenever you pull the stylus out, and you could use it to take a screenshot. I think this is it. Yeah, there you go. We already took a screenshot. Let's do that again. Delete that. Delete. Yeah. Okay, so insert it. Let's go to something cool. Okay. Cool-ish. Okay. Stylus out. It indicates that, and you can, take a screenshot. There it is. And that's it. And you can usually make it go longer as well. And this is something I'm trying to get familiar with, but anyway, delete the screenshot. So that's one way you can take a screenshot, right? You've seen that? And second way to take a screenshot is on here, go up. Well, up. Well, what's going on? Oh, never mind. This. There you go. Take a screenshot there. So that's like the second way you can take a screenshot with this one here. It's interesting, not very intuitive. I think they've gone away from the whole combination of your lock and volume button thing. That's gone. Oh, there you go. This one actually worked. It's been a while since I saw that working. Yeah, so okay, 3 different ways to take screenshots with this one. And Let's see what holding onto the power button does. It asks you emergency call, power off, or restarting it, or controlling your smart devices. This one here, I found two ways to take screenshots. One, by the way, whenever you see it turning on, what I'm doing is putting my finger on the fingerprint reader in the back, and that's what turns it on. So I found that holding the lock and lock button right here asks you, do you want to take a screenshot, which you could do right there. All right, I'll delete. Or you could do, I don't think this one allows you to take a screenshot. No, not this one. This one does not. The second one was going to be, oh, and both of them actually, I activated the 3-finger take a screenshot thing on both of them. There you go. So 4 different ways to take a screenshot with this one here. What else do we have? We have, so 3-finger, then this one right here. Does this one work? Sure does. Okay, there you go. And then there was yet another one. I'm trying to remember. There was another one that, no, that's it. That's it. There was a 3-finger and then just holding onto the power button and picking that, yes, you wanted to take a screenshot. So those are a few differences. Does it matter? I'll tell you, these buttons feel a little easier to manage than this one right here. So if that matters to you, I think, yeah, this one it stands a little prouder than this one here. This one is very subtle, which is, it's got benefits to different people at different times. What else do we have? I think other than those features, at some point it's really a matter of preference. What do you like? What do you want to do with them? I didn't go into the detail of the different cameras, what they can do, but maybe. Well, as I said, 3 cameras. No, I'd rather not talk about it because I don't think I'm competent enough to tell you the differences. All I know is that the cameras are pretty good and the megapixel numbers on these cameras are ridiculous. But I know enough to know that megapixels just by themselves don't mean much, because I remember back in the day when Nokia came out with the Lumia, and that was a Windows phone, the megapixel, the numbers were great, and it was like a Carl Zeiss lens. It was supposed to be good, but it took horrible photos. These guys are taking pretty good photos, but this one felt really good when I got it the first time to replace my Samsung Galaxy S4, and that one replacing the Nokia ETC. Like, every new phone just seems to be much better than the older one, and I don't know if they're really much better or if it's kind of like getting new glasses. Whenever you get new glasses and you're thinking, whoa, this is crazy, even if it's the same prescription. So that I can't really explain. I think just looking at my videos, because I do use my phones to record videos a lot, they seem to be pretty much the same. I think these don't offer stabilization for the videos. I think there wasn't that. What else don't they offer? They don't offer an audio recorder, which is gonna be kind of horrible, because what I used to do is, what is the audio recorder? I know it's an app. It's an app by itself. If I can find it. I don't know where it's at right now, but because I kind of reset this one here. But with a voice recorder, I don't need to have my video running to record voice. And then I used to use that for my videos, where I'd record video with a camera and then use my phone for audio, because hey, it's a phone, it's meant to be used for speaking. So the audio quality was pretty good at the time, but I think I've realized over time, I've made some videos with this one here, and I didn't really like the sound quality like that. I haven't had a chance to play with this one yet, because it's only one, a day old actually, sent to me on Thursday, and this is like Friday into Saturday, so haven't really had too much of a chance to play with it. What else? So while I mentioned that this right here is the way you unlock it, you could unlock it with a password, right, with your PIN, but I just use my fingerprint right here. Unlocks. I'm doing this to show that I found that this one here was a little sensitive. Okay, now it's done. It's going to try to make a fool of me, but there's a time I was holding both phones in my hand like this, and I'd do this, and this one would tell me, hey, you removed your finger a little too fast, or that was just a partial. So this one seemed a little more finicky with regards to that. But I like that they kept the fingerprint sensor in the back rather than those new ones that have them like in the front and things like that. So I think at the end of the day, both pretty good phones. It just depends on what you use your phones for. I don't know. I did quite a little more research whenever I bought the new phone and kind of got disappointed, and to realize there's never one phone that's going to do everything I want it to do. You know, they're pretty convenient for social media type videos and things like that, but for the depth I go into my videos and all the different angles I like to do, at the end of the day, just buy a phone that's functional. So that's why it ended up not really the two main reasons I said earlier that I never wanted to buy the larger flagships is that they offer you either 128 or 256 gig of storage, and that's it, not expandable at all. But these guys, I believe, are expandable up to 1 terabyte, if I remember correctly. I only have a 512 gigabyte a micro SD. Otherwise I would just, if I had another one, I'd use that. So that really meant a lot to me. And, you know, a few different features here and there. I look at it and I wonder, I ask myself, you know, it's a pretty good phone, but it sounds cheap to say it, but the main reason I ended up going, one of the bigger reasons I ended up going with this was that it had an inbuilt notes application, right? Why can't you just install it there? And two, you already have the front and rear cameras. How hard is it going to be to switch, to add that dual capture mode? So as I said, I use it for family style videos where we do cool things and record reactions, and I usually like it for that. This is, man, 40 minutes. I'm looking at the timer. I didn't know it was going to go this long, but if you're kind of stuck, I don't know where, and you have 40 minutes to spare, and you're really in this position where you have to figure out between these two phones what you want to get, I hope watching a video like this one helps you make your decision a little easier. I already did my factory reset on this one, ready to ship it back, but it just occurred to me that it might be pretty cool to show how they turn on and turn off. So this is the power button right here, this one right here. It's a little clearer on this one because of the case. So hold down on both of them. And both of them do give you that option. This one is on the side, says power off right there. This one is on top, says power off. So we're gonna try to do it at the same time. I missed something. I don't know what I missed. Okay, obviously that did not work out like I intended. Oh, because I touched emergency on that one. It's in the middle. And the emergency is at the bottom, so. Why did I think that the red button? Oh, okay. This one's already gone. This one's waiting. And we're off. So one thing though I gotta remind you is that this one is a live phone, you know, SIM card and everything. Let's turn it back on. This one vibrated. I might have turned the feature off on this one. Can't remember, but let's just watch.
Hello, Moto.
This one right here. And you're ready. This other one is still kind of doing its thing. I suppose that's when it says hello, Moto, but turned it off, so. Okay, we're finally in. Took a little while, but it's finally there, so. If you're in the business of shutting them down and quickly turning them back on, maybe this one, the 5G, might be a better deal for you, but just wanted to show you what that looked like. So I just put in my pin right now, and it's finally in. Let's try a different one, different test. Turn power options, do a restart. This one is here, the other one is right here. Let's see how fast it responds to that. Let me start with this one this time. Ooh, nice. Kind of already know how this is going to end, don't we? responded much faster. Well, I guess that was a turning off initially.
Hello, Moto.
Okay, then this one here. Just like it was in the beginning, I'd say. Okay, and that's it.